Listen, free my niggas, RP my fucking niggas, man. I be thinking to myself, will you be big again? Powerhouse again, Apollo, will you talk to Will again? Get your mama hope, gon' make her proud, gon' make her smile again. Keep posting on that block, keep buying Glocks, gon' let her down again. I'm just trying to stack it up and flip it. 100,000 days. Stop giving my homies
I gotta switch the camera.
All right. Welcome to the Special Cloth Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Frizzy Frank Frizzy, whatever you want to call me. Got my other lovely host here. Got Kate the Great going on over here, feel me? Right. They just try and add a beat real quick. Somebody want to do a hot 16 real quick? Nah, not the vibes. Heard you.
Can't rap.
I said that was Papa 1100. Bringing freestyle. I said that's a dude getting into.
My man Spencer over there geeking with the camera work. Or nah, it wasn't Spencer on iCarly. It was Fred, right? Freddie.
I was just gonna let it go. I was just gonna let him get his off or whatever.
Okay.
All right,
I was so confused.
Yeah.
All right, so I got my other host here, Wilbur.
With the
Joshy Jai.
This dude's Jay Green with the green. You already know what's up.
He said, "I will kill you and make it look like an accident."
With the work boots on.
With the work boots on.
Fresh out of work, these steel toes is heavy. Right. I be stomping down the stairs, trying to sneak out of work.
Bro.
He hear me coming down the hallway, it'd be bad. I said, these joints is heavy.
You gotta wear them joints to church one day. Hit the Kurt Franklin. Hit the Kurt Franklin. Stop.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
How was your week, Frank?
Man, my week was it was actually pretty good. A lot of organization going on, feel me? It's a Monday morning, so like, I mean, it's just trying to get the week together. Vacation coming up. Yup.
Yeah.
You already know we're geeking over that, mad excited. A lot of people was praying on my downfall, clearly. Because I almost couldn't go to that trip like 3-4 times, so, you know, obviously I was stressing about that, but God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good. You mean?
How about you, Kate? How was your
You always ask me, and I still don't do anything.
I know, but I gotta ask you for the. It's not they gonna be like, oh, so that's how you doing women? You know what I'm saying? I ain't being dragged.
Right. That's how you gonna do on them?
I ain't doing not a thing. Oh, I say, I gonna ask how your week is. How's your week, Ziani?
It was cool. You feel me? Started my new job. You know, getting used to the
Cha-changa.
schedule.
That means I can get my $20.
It's $20.
Oh, now you don't know. That's crazy. You got a job, now she don't know.
Nobody remember the 20.
Wow.
Nah, I be remembering when I owe people money, so that sounded a little off to me. But anyway.
Sorry, I got the screenshot, so we good.
But no, so I went to the spa yesterday.
Hand and stone.
Nah. I went to, Harris and AC.
Oh, whoa, excuse me.
Yeah, the spa, you feel me?
Right.
She had Ezekiel on her back.
Yo,
deep tissue massage.
coming different, okay?
Oh.
Well,
I had a good day yesterday. Feel me? Refreshed. Feel me? But how was your day? How was your week?
Chilling.
And I get paid this week.
Oh, talk to him.
Okay.
That means I get paid this week.
Right.
Get my $20.
I'm gonna really need to pull up this week. I'm confused.
Yeah, I want to see these screenshots.
All right, I got you. Like,
You lucky your phone over there.
For real, my week been chilling. I say, vacation coming up soon.
Where you going?
yeah.
Orlando.
Don't
Oh,
worry
y'all
about
going
it.
together?
Wait till you see the post on IG. Then ask me where I'm
the post
going.
gonna be clean. Oh, I said I tried out the fit yesterday. It's looking nice.
It's crazy.
City Boy Summer?
No. First off,
You're a wholesome black
say
kid.
it is a hot boy summer. You can be in a relationship and be a hot boy. I'm having a hot boy summer.
Heavy hot boy.
Right.
What you said?
Where's the card at, Josh? Where's the card? Faithful black man card.
Oh, you know I keep it on me. You know I
keep that thing on
I say,
you
that
all
ain't
the
even
time.
a question.
Where's it at?
I say busted wallet all the time.
Faithful black man
all
card.
the time. Faithful all the time.
Gold member, feel me?
Gold member. Y'all know
no
how I
Austin
get
Powers.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just excited for this vacation to come up, man. I'm at work, slaving away. It's hot. They driving by me in their trucks. Yeah, they had me pulling up weeds today. I was mad as hell pulling up things up. They driving by in their trucks. Beep beep. Fuck you.
Josh like manual labor.
For real. I'd be highly upset.
Knowing that's what you signed up for.
Yeah, no, but I didn't know I was gonna be like pulling the weeds. I thought I was gonna be doing something interesting. I'm in front of a building just.
He's a
That's what I say, messing with flowers and whatnot.
I'm dead.
So what we getting into today, Frank?
All right, so today we got some juicy topics for y'all. We're gonna be getting into this comparison to Killer of Happiness, and just to expand upon that, how social media affects mental health and can contribute to depression as well. And then we're also getting into, does the prison system in America make sense?
Nope.
And
oh my God.
then we're gonna just bring it full circle and wrap it around.
You got one job.
But
now,
still,
that door would have busted open. What would happen?
But they would have thought it was a hammer again. We could have played that all back. That's it. It was me.
Nah.
All right, so we're gonna start off with Kate. So, how do you feel about how social media impacts mental health? All right, we're gonna start off with Josh. So, Joshua, how do you feel?
Why you gotta ask me?
Like, damn, we was trying to talk. Like,
I mean, from what we all understand, you know, it affects it positively and negatively. You know.
Okay.
From both aspects, like people, like different people, people come on social media for different stuff.
Yeah.
Like my Instagram, I don't like my Instagram is like meme pages and people that I know. So I go in there to laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Solid.
Other people, they have like influencers and travel people on my gram. So like they might see that and like mine's affects me positively. Cause you know what I'm saying? I go in there, I'm seeing Area 51 jokes, whatever's popping at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm laughing the whole time. But other people, you know, they go in there, they see the.
No, one of the memes just popped up in my head.
I saw John. It was like when you break your alien out of jail at the. I saying they come to you at 3 a.m. talking about something he threw up. I was like, no, I'm not keeping no aliens down my crib. I said I'll break them out, but y'all gotta figure out what to do after that.
Nah, I saw one. It was like someone time traveled to 2029, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, he was like, oh, so did the people raid Area 51? Da da da. And he was like, the dude was like, oh, you mean the Area 51 massacre?
Yeah.
I was like,
yo. What he said? I got that thing on me. You will get clapped. Y'all better not go to no Area 51.
Vegan.
Yeah,
I'm at Area 52 with it, but
yeah, what I say.
That's neither here nor there. Feel me? So you're saying like,
oh shit,
you choose what you have surrounded on your social media,
Yeah.
more or less. So you feel like your social media gives you a positive impact because you surround it with, you know, your friends and family and people that you know. Then you have the funny memes and everything else to counterbalance that.
Yeah, it's like that on Instagram, on my Twitter. You know, it's just a bunch of funny stuff. I have no interest in following people who go all over the world because I don't know. I don't care enough. I really just don't. But that's just me.
Right.
How about you, Dion? How do you feel about how it affects people? I say.
I feel like I agree with you in the way that you say that everyone's social media is different, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you like, what you engage in, right? But I feel like, you know, I've been in a place where it wasn't even the fact that I was following people, but I guess it was just the stuff that was coming up on my feed, on my popular page. It was just everyone just living their best life, doing, you know, all this crazy stuff. And it was like even people that I know, right? I'm just seeing like, oh, people going out to parties, you know, just doing stuff that like, damn, like I wish I was doing right now instead of
being at work and shit.
No, not even being at work, just being in my room, like not doing shit, nobody texting me back, you feel me? I'm just like, damn, I'm ass.
Netflix getting old, like
ain't nothing new on Netflix, like you feel me?
I already finished Stranger Things, like
I've never watched that show.
Really?
But
Word.
no. I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode and could not get into it. But I'm gonna try it again. But
heard that.
anyway, so what I was saying is I feel like I feel like, but like on the other hand, I do feel like there's a lot of people, especially younger people, or you know what, people in general that just engage in things that they aspire to do, aspire to have. Yeah. But when you're constantly seeing things that you don't have and that you want to do, but you feel like you're just stuck and you're not, you know,
progressing.
Progressing. You just feel like shit, you know. Yeah. And I can see how that makes you spiral.
Yeah. And, like, just to add on to what you said, like, just a central topic of is comparison a killer of happiness? Personally, I think it is because, you know, just look at it like this. Like, say you're scrolling down a timeline and you just see this supermodel here, this supermodel here. Naturally, I think a lot of people, like, start comparing themselves to that, and it starts invoking some kind of insecurity.
Wait, can I say something about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like with stuff like that, I think the real thing is just the fact that people don't realize that a lot of this stuff just isn't real.
Right.
You know?
Because
like with, you know how people Photoshop their
pictures? Even Kim K and all them.
I just realized like a couple months ago how much people Photoshop their pictures. And I was like, damn, like, you...
Remember the arm thing? Remember you sent me a picture?
Yeah.
I was like, hold up. Why your jeans go like...
And it's like, yo, you really have to, like... I feel like if more people were aware of how fake a lot of the things that people post are, people wouldn't be constantly comparing themselves. Because, like, why are you comparing your real self to, like, something that's not real?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, perception is reality, right? So, like, you're seeing all these certain things and you're believing it to be what it is because like that's what's in front of you, that's what you're seeing all the time. Feel me? And a lot of times too, you know, people don't realize sometimes, especially like younger kids, is like when
we right above the cat. All right.
People they put their best lives on social media, the best parts of the story. Not a lot of times people aren't genuinely putting the whole journey on social media. They're just putting when they're in Saudi Arabia, when they're in Egypt, when they're in Africa, or like just so many different kind of exotic places, Turks and Caicos. You know what I mean? Just anywhere.
It's gonna be me in a couple years.
Facts. And that's another thing too is like patience. It's like for our generation, I feel like it's a real challenge because we're in a society of instant gratification. Like as these technical devices, you know, cell phones, laptops, computers, all that get faster, smarter, and everything that we want can just come to us almost instantaneously. It's like we expect that in other aspects of our lives, but like we don't really give it time to cultivate. We don't give ourselves time to mature. We don't give ourselves time to experience certain things. And
yeah, because like I feel like even when we do get to where we want to be, right? Like we get to go to the place we want to go. Like we go on the trip that we wanted to go on.
Word.
Are we even like living in the moment? Are we doing it for ourselves?
Right.
Or are we doing it just so other people can look at us and say, oh, I want to be where they are. You feel me? And I feel like a lot of people are just living a life for other people instead of for them.
Exactly. And that's a major problem because a lot of times like people are like, as people, we all search for affirmation, feel me?
Of course.
But sometimes, like, if you don't have that own self-love and that own self-worth, you're going to start looking for affirmation and you're going to sometimes accept it from the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been guilty of it. Like, so many people have been guilty of it. Like, you're searching for that, you know, oh, you're doing so good or whatever, or like, or that attention or what have you.
Them likes,
them hard eyes, them, you know what I mean? Like, all that buzz. But at the end of the day, like, that doesn't define or make you any less beautiful or any less great or any less intelligent than the next person. You know what I'm saying?
So like, Kate, would you say like that you like we talked about this a lot, like I feel like it's a different space for women and men.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to the online comparison, because like, I mean, I follow Chris Hemsworth for like, type or whatever, right? I follow him and it don't matter to me. I be like, I still look better. You know what I'm saying? But like, it don't really matter. Like, I feel like that might be part of mindset for me. Yeah. Okay. That might be like part of mindset for me, but like I feel like it's there's a lot of space for where women on social media are expected to compare themselves and look a certain way compared to other types of women. So would you say that like, how would you say that you've seen that per se on social media, or like, have you ever like experienced something like that?
I mean, I think it's a lot. Like, it's all like, obviously on social media, you're gonna see the girls that like look like the hourglass figure, like the
Coca-Cola Red Bone,
the Fashion Nova girls. You're gonna see all them first, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like once you try to think and like take it out of social media, like, how many people do I know like in real life that actually look like that? Then you like kind of figure out like, oh, like that's not something that I have to be, because why would you? Like, and I was also talking to Frank about like plastic surgery. Like, I don't think it's wrong for people to get plastic surgery, but people like try to like bash social media like influencers, I guess, for having it. And I feel like that's their job, is to look good. So it's like, if you look good on social media, I don't think it's bad for you to Photoshop your things or whatever. But as a viewer and an audience, you should know that like that's not necessarily all that there is.
So do you think, like, as far as influencers go, like, if they do get their bodies done, do you think that they should disclose that, or like say I mean, they do?
If it's like a really obvious difference, like I think people are gonna know anyway. Like, if you went from like flat chest to a double D,
right. Somebody gonna raise some eyebrows, like, hold up.
Right. But I don't think it's anyone's. I don't think it's anyone's business. Like,
it's really not.
If I were to get something done and you noticed it, like, cool, you're good at looking.
Oh, good for you, Curious George. Now.
I mean, I like, it's like, okay, for me, I feel like I agree, but I also don't agree, right? Because I just feel like it just depends. No, because like, okay, listen, right? Because I feel like it just depends on how they go about it, right? Okay. So, like, say if someone gets lipo done, right? Or they get, I don't know, like, you know, when you get your butt done, a lot of times they, like, it's a fat transfer, right? So it's like, you come from looking one way, and then you look another way. Now they become like a influencer, Instagram model, whatever. But now they're selling products that are for like weight loss. Weight loss.
Weight loss, like
weight loss.
I need some of that though.
Or you know, they start selling products that are saying that, okay, well, if you use this, you're going to look like me, right? I feel like that is bad, because it's like, now you're selling false hope. And now you have people thinking, oh, well, all I have to do is do this to get that. When in reality, you're never going to get that, because it's just not natural, right? Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like if it's just like the average person, or say it is an influencer and they did get their bodies done, but they're not using their bodies to sell products that is going to sell false hope, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, because if that's what makes you happy, for me,
if you selling Fashion Nova, get them jeans off, girl. You know what I'm saying? Code in the bio.
Next thing you know, they sit in slow motion, struggling trying to put them jewels on.
No, they be capping on. I'm like, no, just post the booty pic. You ain't have to go through all that, yo. Trust me.
Here's that attention for Here you go. Like, but nah. Just to piggyback off of what y'all said, like, I definitely do agree with that. That sentiment that if you're trying to market things, that's when it becomes a bit unethical. When you're trying to tell people like, oh, you can get this and you can get that. I mean, honestly, that's very well true. But you have to put the work in. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, all right, so you can get a different kind of figure. Like, obviously, like, you start going to the gym, doing squats, you're eating differently, you're taking different kind of supplements like protein and eating different. Your body is gonna change. But if you're advertising like, oh, yo, just last week I was looking like this, and now I got a fat ass and I got double D's out of nowhere and a flat stomach, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like me. That's like a whole different thing, right?
And I feel like you can't like expect consumers to know that that's unrealistic, because a lot of people really don't know. You know, they really don't know. So it's like I feel like people that do have an influence have to be conscious of that, especially if they know like who their audience is, because we all know when you know who your audience is. You can look on your insights and see the age range of the people that are following you. You know, niche. So you need to be aware of who is, you know, who you're selling to, like who your market is. And I mean,
well, we talked about a little before, like influencers and perception is reality. So we talked about it. Like for example, the one influencer. I don't know shorty name. I'm Becky's daughter.
I'm Becky's daughter.
The shorty who faked to get in the USC.
Olivia or something.
The one who
Full
faked.
House. I'm Becky.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She
who
faked. I don't know her. Wait, what?
I said I don't know.
I thought you didn't know who Aunt Becky was.
No, I know who Aunt Becky is, but I was saying like I don't know who her daughter is.
Oh, her daughter's like some influencer. I said, neither do I. But like, what I say. So,
go ahead.
But I say this is my transition. So, so like they're selling the perception of her being able to get into college. Aunt Becky ended up. Going. Well, I don't know if she ended up going to jail.
Like on trial.
But I know she's on trial, and that goes to. I remember people were like, "Oh, she's having a lot of time," and some people are like, "Oh, that's unfair. Like she has a lot of time. All she did was fake her daughter to get into college." And some people are like, "Well, that's why I could have went to a very deserving student. So you deserve to be punished for stealing somebody's spot." You know. So, that kind of goes into the question.
And I have a very biased answer for that.
Dang.
On
Question?
how I feel about that.
We'll save that for another time because we don't want to go too far off the topic.
No, well, if we're talking about
speak your mind, speak your mind.
If we're talking about like our justice system and like how it's messed up, in that specific case, I'm not gonna lie because, listen, if that was a black family doing that, I'd be like, don't send them to jail. They were just doing, you feel me, what all them white people be doing. But the fact that they're white, I'm like, yo, you deserve all that shit. You feel me? Because it's just like, we know how white people and black people are treated differently, right? And it's like, you were already rich. You already went to a good school. You know, you already had so many more things that other people don't have. Okay. So the fact that you decided to go and like, bro, like, we're not, you know what? I'm not even going to continue going down that road. But overall,
I am Confucius.
I believe because she was so privileged and had all these things before she even before her mom even needed to like pay for her to get into school. Okay. That like if your daughter was still not smart enough or capable enough of being able to get into college on her own, then that's her own problem, and like that's just.
And she didn't have to go to college. Like I don't know how, but like she had a lot of like subscribers and.
Yeah, like she could have been.
That's what I'm saying. Like
fine.
apparently she didn't even go to classes.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, it was like this issue trickled down from like to SATs to like just a whole bunch of other tests too, that were being paid for or somebody else took it or like it was like. It was a long trail of
like, did y'all all take your SATs?
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if your parents could afford to pay for someone to take it for you? Like, I took it twice, and I was like, my brain was fried. Like, oh no.
Yeah, that was a horrible day. I took my first SAT at Glassboro High School, and
damn,
I remember the day like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? I had just got off of a 4 to 11 shift at Chipotle the night before. Feel me? Shit. Came in that joint dumb tired,
stupid tired.
Don't you have to go,
like stupid early?
Stupid early in the morning. You know what I mean?
God, so, this is on a Saturday or something.
Yeah.
Right?
So
fucking weirdos.
You know.
and yo, like this is the shit.
Every other day. What are you talking? You can't go out.
Monday through Friday, we got.
I'm like, you couldn't give me a day off from school to take this fucking test.
That would be
they
kind
give
of
us
tough.
like when they give us state testing, they just don't have us take class. Why don't they take all the seniors and juniors that are taking SATs on like a Tuesday? For this amount of time, like from whenever y'all get into 12, y'all take the test and then you go on about your day.
Right. Wait. So when y'all took your SATs, did you take it at your like school, like your regular high school?
I was able to.
Cause that's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say because I know I went to Vokey, right? So I knew I wasn't going to take it there, but I had to go all the way to not all the way, but I had to go to Williamstown High School to take my SAT.
It's like down the street.
Well, but listen, I didn't know where that
Vokey?
Yeah, I live right down the street from Vokey, but it's like the first time I think I had to go to Winslow. And then the second time I had to go to,
I'm sorry.
You know, Williamstown. So it was just like, bro, why can't I just go to my school where I'm comfortable? You know, like we have to do all this extra stuff.
Take that up to your administration.
I was just like,
it's above
damn. But anyway, let's get
All right,
back to the topic because I was triggered.
Kate, you want to start this one?
What was the question?
Do you think that the justice system?
Oh, whoa! Who said we was ready to transition? Like,
what you mean?
You know what I mean?
That was my transition.
Is we done?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
I mean,
you want to talk more, don't you? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just playing. We good.
Dang, Zeke, I'm trying.
I just want to poke the bear. It's kind of easy since he just got all work. Feel me?
I say I'm a human.
We all bears in here, bro. We're bears. Like.
All right. So, do you think the justice system is fair?
Is what? To who?
You
said it's great.
I mean, go ahead. I mean,
it's not fair to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's. No, it's not fair.
It's the prison system. The prison system.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, I mean, we all know about white privilege, and we all know that, like.
Do we all really?
Yeah. And.
Sorry.
Do
we all really inform yourself, guys? Go ahead.
So, and our prison system is basically filled with majority black people and black men specifically. So it's like, I don't know what it is, but I think a black man is
1 in 3.
No, I was gonna say, like, for the same crime, like a white and a black man, like the black man gets like 3 times as long or something, and like, I don't seem fair to me, so. So yeah, I say no.
Wait, hold on. That's your final answer?
No, it's not fair.
Final answer.
All right. So, listen. I definitely do agree with the sentiment. Like, I don't feel like it is fair. I mean, it's been a long-standing issue that there's a lot of corruption in the criminal justice system. Yeah. There's clearly a lot of racial disparities. But I mean, that's just excuse me. Today, Junior. That's just like, that's a statistic that goes on with the world. Feel me? Like, there is a lot of colorism in the world, a lot of prejudice and like racism, and just in the world in general, and definitely that's prevalent in the United States as well.
Well, duh. That's where race fucking started. But continue.
Anyways, all right. So, for us, it's like it's a deep-rooted issue in history. Like, I remember, like, you just see during certain presidential administrations, like the war on drugs and like stop and frisk and like the 3 strikes rule during the Clinton administration. Like, all these things and legislations that went into place that really kept the black community and like other minorities kind of stagnant. You know what I'm saying? That people aren't really aware of, or if they are aware of it, they don't really pay attention to it as much. Now, it's tough because it's like, it's a trap, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so many people do fall into the trap, but then I feel like society and like the criminal justice system fails people because it doesn't help rehabilitate people, you know what I'm saying? And like, it seems like when there are cases where like there is programs in place that help rehabilitate people, it's like it's so much harder for them to get back on their feet, that they'd rather just go back and repeat the cycle. And like, even mentally, like, a lot of times criminals come out institutionalized. Like, they would rather go back to prison and live that lifestyle instead of trying to adapt and become quote unquote normal, you know what I mean, to have some kind of normalcy back into society. So really, I think logistically it's terrible, you know what I'm saying? And like, it really does fail people, because you just look at all the people that are on probation and all the people that are incarcerated in some kind of way, you know what I mean? Because like they have limits on what they can do, and like, we can just say like Meek Mill is a good example, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's been on probation, it seems like forever, you know what I mean? And it's like, you can't jaywalk while you're on probation, you know what I'm saying? You can't do anything wrong, or you're really getting like, it's not no slap on the wrist, it's like, you are going to jail. So it's like,
he's on it for 10 more years.
He's on it for 10 more years?
I thought he got a new judge, and the new judge dismissed it.
I think I don't think he got a new judge yet. I think they were trying to get him a new judge. I'm not sure if he got it yet.
Well, I see y'all.
We gotta hit up Jay-Z's.
No, wait, what?
We gotta hit up Jay-Z's attorney.
Go ahead.
We gotta hit up Jay-Z's attorney real quick because he was trying to fight for me. Feel me? But like, basically, 7 million people in the United States are under the control of the criminal justice system, like the Justice Department, I should say, rather. 3.7 million people are on probation currently, give or take, and then approximately 840,000 people are on parole, and then there's approximately 2.3 million people in correctional facilities.
Yeah, he got a
new
judge.
Feel me there?
Yeah, about to say he got a new judge.
He got a new judge?
But is he like off of probation?
I mean, that's what the whole case is. Not the case, but the whole trial thing is about.
So it's pending.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
everybody. So,
like everybody, like
the
district attorney.
Yeah.
I mean,
like multiple people inside there.
But he's still like on probation.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. For right now, I'm waiting for the new one.
So she was still right.
What you mean? No, she was talking about the judge.
Oh, but she also said that he was still on probation.
He is. I definitely disagree with that.
Yes, you did. You said you thought he was off.
You said no. You said he got a new judge and he's off completely.
He has a new judge.
Scot free.
All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Get out of jail free card.
Anyway.
All right. So, but yeah. So like back to my little.
This case is actually tomorrow. Huh? It's tomorrow.
Hey.
Oh. Hey, we're gonna update you on the special.club talk on IG. Feel me?
Tomorrow?
Philly parade.
Or is he gonna be in Philly or in New York?
It's the Philadelphia Supreme Court, wherever that is.
Supreme Court.
Anyway,
Superior Court. I said Supreme. Superior Court. I'm so.
It'd be like that. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I don't feel like the criminal justice system makes sense at all, and like plenty of people are conscious of that. I feel like in some cases it has made strides forward, but it just seems like when it starts to progress, it starts to regress in other ways. That it's just like it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Like.
But yeah, go ahead.
I feel like we don't know what we want from our justice system. Like we know what
freedom.
Like we know that the system wasn't made for certain people, and we know who those people are. But at the same time, we don't. Everything about it, I feel like, is just hypocritical, right?
Okay.
Because like one thing that was just brought to my attention, you know how we all have like the right to vote.
Right.
Why? Because if you are a citizen of this nation, you should have the right to vote, right? A right is not a privilege, right?
Right.
Yet if you are arrested and convicted of like a felony or something,
felony, definitely felony,
then you get that right taken away from you.
Right.
And it's like, to me, I don't understand why, because at the end of the day, you are still a citizen of this country, and to me, that's making it seem like your citizenship or your right to vote is it's like it's not a right anymore, right? It's just something that.
Well, it's kind of like you said, it's a privilege, but.
It's not that. That's what I'm saying. It's your right to vote is not a privilege, because you get the right because you are born in this country. Right, and that means that like
and
that's,
going to jail doesn't mean you're not born in the country.
Yeah, because like people make mistakes, and plus when you're in jail, that means that you got caught, right? It doesn't mean that you're not out here breaking laws,
right,
you know. And it's not like there aren't bad people that are born in the United States. So I don't think that your right to vote should be taken away, right? And then let's think about what was the purpose of having jails, prisons, and all this stuff in the first place, to rehabilitate people. So you're trying to rehabilitate someone to bring them back into the
well, it kind of seems like that purpose was skewed a bit, because it's like it's not so much the purpose of it is to rehabilitate people, but a lot of times it seems like it's more in a direction to punish people.
Right. So, but okay. So if you know that someone is going to get out of jail, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's say you want to punish them, but you know that they're going to go back out into the world.
Right.
What do you think is better? To make sure that they're prepared to go back and be a functioning, good citizen that will help society thrive, or to traumatize them so much that they're just going to go back, or prohibit them from even being able to go back into society and do well and be better, you know? Yeah. And it just seems like our justice system wants people to stay down, you know? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of
I feel like a part of that comes from how privatized a lot of prisons have become, because there's a lot of profit in that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of profit to be made from prison owners and all the jobs that creates. So I feel like people are looking more at the dollar signs and looking more.
And then also just how people, like, when someone goes to prison, a lot of times, a lot of people don't see them as a person, as a human being anymore. They just see someone that is like a bad person, you know? And it's like me being someone that knows people that have gone to jail, and me knowing that, you know, just because they did something stupid or some fucked up shit doesn't mean that they aren't deserving of the basic human rights that we all deserve, you know? And I feel like if we stop looking at people that do go to jail as like less than human, then a lot of these problems, like we would be more willing to solve a lot of these problems that we be facing, you know, especially as Black people, because people already don't see Black people as human beings, and then let alone let them go to jail, then you're really not a human being. And
I wouldn't go as far to say like people as a whole don't see Black people as human beings, but
no, I'm saying like the people that already don't see us as human beings. Okay. Especially when we go to jail, then it's already, it's like you're double downing on that. You get what I'm saying? Okay. And I feel like that's problematic. Definitely. Especially if some of those people are the people that are in power, you know, making decisions. Because then it's like, if you have those people making decisions that already don't see people as people, then it's kind of like...
And honestly, that contributes to another problem, is people making a conscious vote. Because a lot of times people are looking for names, they're looking for a politician's message, and they're just going off of that. But a lot of times, how many times are people really looking at the legislation that gets passed by the said political candidate? Because you'd be surprised how, you know, so-and-so is saying, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, and they're doing the complete opposite, because a lot of times these candidates are bought.
And plus, they know that they can get away with it.
Yeah, they know they can get away with it because people are not making conscious votes. People are not paying attention to the legislation that's being passed because, one, they don't care, or two, they're just ignorant to the facts that's going on. So, you know, people get taken advantage of from that propaganda. And, you know, to go along with what you were saying with, you know, you don't feel like people should lose their right to vote. I feel like, you know, if once, depending on how heinous the crime is, like, I can see why that right kind of gets taken away, but I do feel like that process does need to be like made smoother as far as people losing a felony. Because like I know somebody who just had a felony, you know what I'm saying, and they got that status dropped, so now they're able to do, you know, a vote and do all those other things all over again. But I think that if that system itself is rectified, you know, that can contribute with rehabilitating people and like slowly working them back into how they can do all the things all over again. Because like, so say like I'm a criminal, right? And I don't know, I just robbed the bank, I did this, and I get arrested, whatever. I get a felony, all these other things. So, you know, I do my time, good behavior, whatever, etc. So I come back out. I think there should be time to where, you know, I have time to start to adjust. There's like a program that I should be able to go through. So, you know what I mean? That can help shape me and help me get back into society. You know what I'm saying? And not just, because I feel like if people are just like thrown out there and are like, oh, everything's back to normal, they're not going to be able to adjust to that, because like they're used to, you know, being on a schedule. That prison mindset. They're used to being on a schedule, being controlled, and how they wash, how they eat. You know, you can't do this, or you know what I mean, or they're going by street rules basically, and you know, people killing each other over commissary or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like, sometimes it's like a free for all in a prison. You know what I mean? And like, I work with a lot of corrections officers, and like I just hear some of the stories. It can be really troubling, like really troubling how some of their behaviors towards inmates is. But it's just like, and then like, you know, I also hear things about, you know, people, you know, finessing paperwork, you know, to cover their ass instead of, and like having no regard for the other individual. But it's kind of like, it's like a dog-eat-dog world. It's like a dog fight in there, you know what I mean? It's not like all gumdrops and roses.
I believe that's where the problem is. And my
it's
point
a huge
is the culmination of everybody's point, you know, it's very much so. Problems with prisons and stuff like that, like the for-profit ones. Like, I'm not sure how long ago, it couldn't have been that long ago, maybe like a month ago max. A judge got busted for selling kids, like, to the juvenile system, you know? Like, he was literally like, oh, you stole a pack of gum? 5 years, you know? They're like, whoa, that's just a pack of gum. He was like, not 5 years, go. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's not exact.
The gum costs $1.50.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 150 years. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on,
like
now.
That's not exact, obviously, but you know, like that's the problem. Like, people do stuff like that. You know, that's part of the problems that there are for-profit prisons at all. You know, prisons are like its own deep dive. You know, like I'm not sure which video I saw, but it was really good. Like, it was saying how like some states have like a prison minimum. You know, like your jail has to be at least 95% like full. Yeah. And if you don't, you get a fine. You know. Yeah. So that encourages judges to be like, all right, go to jail for a year over something that they didn't have to go to jail for. You know. So that's part of the problem with our prison system. You know, like, and like you said, it's a lot about rehabilitation. Like, the point of jail initially, like you said, it got misconstrued, is to rehabilitate a person and, you know, like get them like to like get them better, you know, like to adjust them from their situation, get them to be a bit more like beneficial for the community instead of whatever crime they had committed. And we got away from that with people being caged like animals. Like we saw Sweden's, like we've seen some pictures of Sweden's prison. Like, while they got ASAP Rocky over right now, that's a whole different thing that we got time to possibly touch on. But like there are certain prisons over there that are nicer, you know, and like the point of jail isn't to be caged like an animal, you know, like you're still a human, like you still have a nice bed, you know what I'm saying, like be able like to move around. Like, it shouldn't be like a cattle system, right? Which is kind of how they're treated in the prison system. So I believe that's part of the problem,
for sure. Just
personally.
Yeah, and I feel that, because I feel like, what is the purpose? Like, what are you trying to get out of?
And let's also too, let's not act like the United States has the worst prison system, because like there's people who get their hands chopped off for stealing something. Feel me?
But
and like all this stuff like that.
I also get irritated when people try to compare the United States to other countries that aren't like
fully developed,
because it's like, at the end of the day, we are the United States of America. We're supposed to be like the top dogs of all the countries, right? We're supposed to be the leaders of everyone else. So we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, right? Then it's like, why are you comparing yourself to someone that's supposed to be following after us? You feel me? It's like your mom. It's like, we're supposed, you get what I'm saying? And it's like, stop comparing yourself to someone that don't know better. It's like comparing yourself to a little kid. Like, oh, that little 5-year-old is kicking fucking dirt all over the floor, so I should be able to do it. No, that's
not what I'm saying at all. I'm looking at it on the surface. You're making it a lot more complex and deep diving into the situation.
But I'm just saying
our prison system is bad, and there's plenty of issues that we all just went through, and like there's like a grocery list of problems that need to be rectified. But I'm just saying, like, we can't make it out to be like, you know, the worst thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, if we know better, so we should do better. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's why, you know, there has to be a change politically, because 85% of our political base does not help represent minorities. You know what I mean? 85% of that base is white. Okay? And like, people are not making proactive choices with their votes. People are not making conscious decisions with their votes.
That's like,
and it's
another conversation.
Yeah, it's a compound issue.
Because I feel
like personally, I feel like, honestly, like privatizing prisons and everything like that, all the profit that's being made, it's a poor misuse of tax dollars that could be put into other programs and other institutions to help further society. Because all the money that's being wasted is just contributing to an endless cycle. It's not contributing to a solution. You know what I'm saying? And like I said too, it's like we have to also try to be more aware of legislation that gets passed, because there are different things and differences that are happening in the system that nobody is paying attention to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much. So one of the things that I briefly touched on, like the Sweden prison, and somebody who's incarcerated over there right now is ASAP Rocky. I believe he's over there on, assault charges, because from what I've seen in the video, somebody was following him.
Yeah.
Harassed, basically following his crew. What's the word? Agitating them, instigating them.
Oh,
he was instigating him and his crew. And now he's over there locked up. But people are advocating for him to get out. But people found an old clip of him talking about Ferguson, and he was like, "I don't live in Ferguson. I live in Soho.
I'm rich. This isn't my problem."
Yeah, but I say I'm rich. Like that's not.
I seen a tweet about that too.
Yeah. So how did y'all feel about that? Because I feel like my perspective on that's a little different. So how do y'all feel about that?
I mean, personally, I feel like, sometimes people do let money change them. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes it's just like, if you can't really relate to an environment, you know what I mean, that, you get into your own little utopia and your own little world, and real world problems aren't really real world problems to you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like your perspective is warped. I feel like that is kind of it's a sad thing. I don't really know. I didn't see the video, you know what I'm saying, and really hear everything, but based off of what you told me, the Soho and how he was talking about Ferguson.
I saw it.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it, so I'm not really in a position to give a total reaction. But just from based off of what you said,
it's basically it's that's I'm doing me. I'm up here in Beverly Hills getting hoes and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not in Ferguson.
Just from hearing that, I think that's terrible. For real.
I feel like no one should be obligated to speak on anything.
Okay.
Just because it's like, if you can't relate or if you don't understand it, I think it's best to keep your opinions to yourself.
Okay.
Especially because you don't want to say the wrong thing. However, the way that he said it is fucked up.
Right. It sounds really arrogant.
At the same time, it's like I said, no one is obligated to support or do, anything like that. So I feel like if people don't want to support ASAP Rocky because of whatever reasons, then they don't have to. And it's just like that, because it's like when people were calling out to you, asking you for help, you dissed them. Now you need help.
Right.
You calling out for people, and it's like they don't have to be there. And people getting mad at the people that, because they don't, because of their reasons for not supporting him. You sound like a bitch too, because it's like you can't put out energy out into the world and not expect it to come back. And that's all I have to say about that.
Preach up.
I would say I'm on the opposite side of that fence, strictly because I feel like, those comments were very ignorant. We all understand that, he should have, like you said, if he didn't understand the situation, or he can't relate to the situation, he just should, you know what I'm saying? He just should have been like, oh, next question. I don't want to answer that right now,
Right.
But I feel like we expect people to be perfect, not perfect, but make the right decisions every time. When sometimes we grow and we learn. Sometimes you can't tell me like you've never lived life, and then you've been like, oh damn. That actually is that way. Like we talked about, you working at a bank teller. I'm thinking, I just go in there, deposit a check. It must be easy to bank teller. You told me a story of, dude came in here snapping. While that is a small situation, I now understand that the job is a lot. Not a lot, but it's harder than, now he's over there in jail and people are like, leave him locked up over there. I'm like, well, if we're gonna support black people, we should support them even when they make a decision.
So are you the type of person that believes that you should support all black people just because they're black?
No, I believe that we should support, but if we say we are, if you say I'm voting for everybody, if you're Issa Rae, I'm supporting everybody black, don't turn around and be like, well, not him because he made the mistake. Life is a experience teacher.
It's a very I don't know. I feel like it's a very personal thing, you know? Because I feel like, you know, yeah, like me, I'm very down for my peoples, you feel me? I really do try to, you know, support everyone that I can, and just in general. But, like, at the same time, if I feel like someone disrespected me when there was no need for you to disrespect me, then it's like, why would you expect, like, why should I feel obligated to be there and help protect you when it's like I know for a fact that same energy would not be reciprocated? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's not like in an interview like he was being pressed to say something disrespectful. That's what came out of his mouth. That's how he was thinking. That's how he feels about the situation, you know?
And just to make a quick interjection real quick, is this just a clip from the interview, or is this just the whole interview?
The interview wasn't about that. The interview wasn't about that.
Okay.
But that was a question asked. I'm not sure if it was like a sit-down interview or was we're on the red carpet ASAP. I got a question for you.
Because I was ready to say, because you know how people will post like a certain part of something just to go with like an agenda.
No, but he says shit like that all the time.
Word.
So it's not like, it wasn't like just a one-time thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's his first comment about, he said something else about like dark-skinned girls
not being able to wear red lipstick.
Right. It's just like,
it was like out of pocket.
I'm not speaking on any of that at all. I'm not.
No, but what she's saying, like, if he's not supporting black people, like saying that dark-skinned girls can't do this or light-skinned girls should only do this, and Ferguson, I don't care about that because that's not me. Like, he's not supporting black people, whether he knows them or not. And it's not like he made a mistake. Like, if I'm Hispanic, if I see Hispanic people struggling, I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, that's not me. Like, there's people like in concentration camps. I'm not like, well,
oh well,
sorry. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
That's tough,
like,
coach.
Right, like, I mean, there's obviously limited things I can do, but I can, like, advocate for them by speaking.
Or just at least feel bad. Like,
right,
you know?
At least feel bad. Like, say, like, oh,
have
that
empathy.
I'm saying that clip was horrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not defending I'm saying that
talk to him,
don't get it twisted. ASAP was drooling, you're bugging for saying all. I'm just saying that now that he's in that situation, and I feel like once you step inside of a situation, you gain understanding.
I have a question.
That you should still
I have a question.
help.
So what the hell do you think we supposed to do?
I'm saying the same thing you would do for anybody else. You advocate for them. You say, that's how everybody be online.
All right. Let me hit y'all.
Free them.
Yo, let me hit y'all with a Dr. King quote. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go on.
So he's like, just like how y'all be online. Oh, free him, free them. Oh, and this can't cancel them. You know. Take that same energy and apply it to him. Sure, y'all not there physically, and nothing y'all can do physically, but we all know the power of social media.
So do you feel like people should be obligated to do that?
No, I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying that if you're a random person on the street and you
no,
never got involved in stuff like that, but I'm saying
if
you involve yourself in stuff like that, then yes. If you involve yourself in stuff like
that,
you can't, then yes, you should be allowed to.
So people shouldn't be able to choose who they want to support and who they don't?
No, I'm saying that, well, if you're advocating for something like that, then yeah, like, if you're advocating to help
I see what you're
black
saying,
people
like,
who are, like, let's keep it real, like we see it as A$AP Rocky handled the business over there. They in Sweden, like, this Negro came over here, beat up one of our white precious angels.
Wait,
that's what that thing over there.
Video though?
Oh, he swung dude.
No, but did you see the whole video? Like,
yeah, the video of him like edges. I saw the whole video.
The dudes was really drawing. Like they was drawing. They was out of pocket. You feel me? So I'm not mad at what he did because you know he handled his business. You feel me? But at the same time, I don't feel like people should feel obligated to help someone.
I also feel like that whole altercation was like just another thing of arrogance because like. He knows that he has money, so he probably was just doing anything so that because he knows he can bail himself out. Like, and I get what you were saying. Like, if you say like you support black people, you should do it all across the board, not just because.
Yeah, not be pick and choosy with who you want to support.
But also like, same thing. Like, if he's not supporting black people, why should black people support him? Yeah, it was the same behavior with the.
It's like this, like.
But that's like that Jay-Z sells crack thing, you know. Y'all never seen that? It's like when Jay-Z had this $1 billion. It was like, but Jay-Z sold crack though. He heard the. It's like while he has heard it, he's also positively affected it.
But
you know,
I don't think that's the same. Yeah,
I mean, he's
like
put.
say, like I feel like that's different.
But that's like, so, I mean, it's like it's different. It's different.
Always strive and prosper.
I say because it's like.
I mean, I just
put it together. No,
because like at the end of the day, like
me,
I feel like he a grown man. He did what he did. Like you have to take, accountability for your actions. You know, shit happens. He has all these rich friends that got his back. Now, if it was just a random black man on the street that doesn't have any support or any leverage or anything like that he does, then maybe more people would feel bad and try to help him. But this man has more money than everyone in this room, I'm assuming. You feel me?
Probably.
Sure as hell got more money than me. I'm in a lot of debt.
And I feel like he knows more people. He has more resources. Like I'm sorry,
he can afford a lawyer.
I can't make myself
so I feel like illegitimate.
Yeah, like I can't make myself like be mad at people that have other shit to worry about.
Yeah.
Than to like worry about some guy that like he's gonna be fine. Like he'll be all right.
I'm not saying that like if you got other stuff
like,
that
like people over here, people over here saying like he's only getting like 1 meal a day. There's niggas out here not eating at all. Okay.
That's like comparing struggles. Like 1 meal a day is still bad. Like his roommate is still throwing feces.
1 meal a day is bad, but like that's just for this time period. There's people out here that can't eat. You feel me? And that's just like everyday type shit, not just because you got locked up because you threw some nigga over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta put stuff in.
I mean, well, that shouldn't be a stalemate there. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So like, basically, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, and our viewers, I want y'all to choose. You know what I mean? Is it free Rocky or is it Rocky? Feel me? You know what I mean? Like star. Insert that in since we can't do that. It's like, personally, I feel like
I said we episode 15. I've been cursing from episode 1 to
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, when you told me your grandma was listening, bro. All right, so you know what I mean, and basically how I feel about it is like we all have a choice. You know what I mean, and I feel like we all have the right to pick and choose what battles that we decide to go into, because like things get different depending on situational. You know what I'm saying? That is a thing. Also too, it's just like we are aware of a lot of issues, and it's just like how can you be a part of the solution, or what do you propose that we do to start making a change to, one, impact our prison system, and two, just like change the landscape politically for minorities. Also too, we also want to hear from you guys at Special Cloth Talk. Special.Cloth Talk is our Instagram. Feel free to DM us with any questions, comments, concerns. You can also talk to us through the Facebook page as well.
On Twitter, the SCT podcast.
Right. I see a lot of the comments that have been just like going back and forth. So I appreciate everybody's insight, and we'll be engaging with you guys after the show.
Leave comments, like, subscribe, all that stuff on the YouTube. Download on Spotify if you got premium. I said,
yeah,
if you got premium, just stream it.
Right, most definitely. Definitely want to give a shout out to all our Spotify viewers. You guys have really been on the up and up. We're getting a lot more action from you guys. Always show love to the YouTube audience as well. As you guys might know or may not know, we definitely hit past the 100 subscribers threshold, so I appreciate all the love.
You see that?
We got a couple videos at least 4K views and up, so you know what I mean, we're only going up from here. Really appreciate all the love and support. We also want to know how you guys feel about social media's impact on mental health and how it shapes how we view each other, and is comparison truly the killer of happiness?
Comment, DM us, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so Kate, plans for the week. What you getting into? Some city girls? City girls? No, hot girl summer? Hot girl summer plans?
Actually, I tweeted that it's a Jordan Woods summer.
Jordan Woods?
Yeah. He kind of just like dropped everybody and just flew up. So I was like,
okay, all right, okay. But you went the other way. I was like, oh look.
Shout out Tristan Thompson.
Not that way. I didn't even think about it. I was like, why are you shocked? She's amazing.
I'm like, she doing her thing.
Red table talk.
How about you, Frank? What you getting into?
Plans for the week, you already know. Planning my vacation. You know what I mean? Trying to get everything together for that. Trying to make sure everything's squared away for school, financial aid, etc.
Period.
Definitely, I gotta make a change to my schedule. Actually, like probably right after the show, feel me? Depending on the time, I gotta run over to student accounting and handle that situation. And just trying to take it easy. Still trying to get better. I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but I sprained my back, got a little hurt on the job or whatever. So just trying, take it one day at a time. Need to get into the gym too. Cause I'm just trying to get a little tight up, before we hit South Beach, what I mean?
Florida gonna get whatever body I give them.
Right.
I love this belly, whether you like it or not.
I love my abs so much, I protect it with a layer of fat.
You know that.
How about you, Ziani? What you getting into this week?
Working.
Work.
Working some more. And then
chase a check.
Hopefully I can go to a party this Saturday.
Lady T.
Okay.
That's about it. I don't be doing nothing.
Shake a little ass.
That's a flow.
She ignored you.
I said,
right, straight dump me.
I said, what am I doing?
Anyway, Josh.
I said, I'm just working, ironing out all the clothes. You know what I'm saying? I'm prepping the fits in my mind. I might try them on. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the quick mirror look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get the mirror look, then take it all. You know what I'm saying? Then pack it. You know what I'm saying? I'm be fresh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna catch me.
Nobody don't ask me.
I look so fresh, so clean.
So fresh and so clean.
Think that's it. We love y'all. Peace, love, positivity, all that good stuff. About to send y'all out to that Papa John. We out.
Listen, free my niggas, RP my fucking niggas, man. I be thinking to myself, will you be big again? Powerhouse again, Apollo, will you talk to Will again? Get your mama hope, gon' make her proud, gon' make her smile again. Keep posting on that block, keep buying Glocks, gon' let her down again. I'm just trying to stack it up and flip it, 100,000 bands. Take my homies out the hood, stop giving my homies grams. Pull up BET Awards, ain't pop out them Sprinter vans. Summer smoke on fire, man, we burning on them woods again. Don't give a fuck what state we in, that hazy scent, then when we land. Hop on stage, I'm getting lit, turning up with gang of fans. Man, I'm praying on these vibes, tired of ducking picture mans. Tired of saying free all of my brothers out that system, man. But the shit I'm doing, fuck around and put me with a man. Cause if you fuck around, get fucked around and meet the preacher man. Nigga, I've been grinding, I've been rhyming since the age of 9. Tip want to sign me in the scope, man, I was in my prime. Young nigga popping, bitches flocking, won't come around. 9 days, they act like I don't run the city now. Don't bring me up in conversations, won't put me down. They said a nigga washed up and he ain't got the crown. But they ain't shit to a G, y'all need to know that. That I won't hold back, snap like a Kodak, and give a nigga toe tag. Yeah, for me and mine, I'm taking you and yours. Shit, they been shooting at the crib, shit, I done been through war. But we just hitting niggas, homicides, increasing scores. I lost Swavy, man, that shit, it hurt me to the core. Abuse them drugs, load them slugs, slime for my mans. Free Wooski, free OK, out that fucking can. Send them niggas sucker free, they never take a stand. Wise words from Big Bro to keep me out that jam. They say you fall for the game and that shit true. Fast money, fast bitches, love from niggas in your crew. Some niggas in it for the lights, they keep a pipe but ain't gon' shoot. When they go poof, you see the proof and realize mama told the truth. Bitches run you for the scoop, really plotting on your loot. Get a drop, they hating niggas, plot to knock you out your shoes. In your face, they want you win, you turn your back, they pray you lose. Man, this shit got me confused, man, I don't know what else to do. Now I don't know what else to do, damn. Man, this shit got me confused, damn. Free my fucking niggas, damn. Free my fucking niggas. Free my niggas out that fucking system. Free my fucking niggas. Let the gossip out that fucking system. Free OK, love you little bro. Free Wooski, love you nigga. Know I'm holding this shit down for you, big bro. Create money, man. You be back out this bitch real soon, gang. Fuck you pussy ass niggas. RP to my fucking niggas, you feel me?